evening, everyone, and welcome back to another amazing match here at the Community Crossover Cup. We apologize to begin with. We had some difficulty going on in the background trying to figure out where the heck we were going to actually stream this match, but we ended up figuring it out. So now here we are at the Rose Cup featuring two favorites coming from Season 2 of the Rose Cup, Hanamura Hellhounds versus the Burning Blossoms in the quarterfinals of the Community Crossover Cup. I'm Captain Jack, joined today by Commander Huey on the play-by-play role for this evening. How you doing tonight, Huey?
I'm doing great. I am ready to see one hell of a match. I hope to see. I hope we go all the way 5 maps.
Oh, I completely agree because we're going to be starting out on Oasis for our first map, which is definitely not something that we've seen in this series. I'm not for certain if any of the matches I haven't seen have had Oasis as the first one, but usually like Ilios is kind of the go-to to start things off on Control. So to head to Oasis for our first map is definitely going to be an interesting choice from this side. We're not going to be seeing a whole lot of boops. We're not going to be seeing a whole lot of varied comps like you would see on the difference between Ilios Well versus Ilios Ruins with like the dive sniper versus like the Hog Risa combo. It's probably going to be very standard. I would imagine we'll see some May play. We'll probably see some Hammond play too because we got a couple of spin to win areas that'll work that out. So we're just waiting for the teams to set up because we were running a little late. Somebody had to run to the potty. So it looks like we are ready to go. So let's go ahead and get things started on Oasis. And for those of you that are interested in continuing to follow the say that again?
We've just swapped to Ilios.
They just swapped the team. We just did all that banter talking about Oasis, and now we're just going to go to Ilios. FML, fam. FML. Well, it looks like we're going to go ahead and head to Lighthouse to start things off. As I was getting ready to say, if you're interested in following the Rose Cup, we're actually getting ready to start our Season 3 here in just a couple of weeks with already almost 100 teams, if not already 100 teams. I haven't checked lately. Last number was 97 between Gold and Grandmaster Division coming up for the beautiful free-to-play cup at the end of it all. We actually have a prize pool going on as well for this season that is supported through our Match Reno. So you can go check that out. You can support that by doing different tasks as well as just donating directly. And here you can go ahead, hit that follow button at the top of the stream. That'll let you know anytime that we're online. You can also go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That also supports our community real well. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Huey. So what do we see coming out?
All right, so right now from Burning Blossoms, we're seeing Goat's composition. This is going to be one of the very few times we'll see it now because, again, roll lock coming in within next week. But, Hanamura Hellhounds, they're coming at us with a 2-2-2 comp, and they've got the Pharah. The Pharah, of course, is going to be really big here because Pharah is one of the biggest counter to Goats. Goats, you got to get up close to them, and how are you going to get in the air? Going against a Pharah. It's more of a Sombra Ghost now, and oh, there's a charge off, and there goes 2, and slowly taking himself down, but he takes 2 down with him. And right now, it looks like the Blossoms, they got control of the point, but the Pharah here looking to say no. Can they do it? No, the Blossoms are going to hold on to this for now. However, they're still at a disadvantage here. Only the Brig to heal and try and keep up this very high charge Zarya, but the high charge Zarya just puts out so much damage and is able to help clear out the point, and all that's left is just Fox on the Ana. Oh, and actually, oh wow, there's some shatter coming in.
Bad shatter from Salt Lake right there.
Yeah.
Oh, but the boop.
So far, it's just been a lot of staggering so far. Though the Blossoms have held control at this point for so long, and finally, Hanamura gonna finally get a chance to reset themselves now. Wow, that was a crazy start to the fight. Salt Lake with the charge. That is how you start off a fight.
And that's absolutely incredible right there. Not necessarily just getting the tackle, but being able to take 2 members of the team with you. 43% and climbing right now for the side of the Burning Blossoms as they continue to hold control of the point. I gotta say, their technique is working out really well, but we do have the possibly Nano Barrage coming out.
Oh! There's just the Barrage, no Nano. There's a res coming up on Booty to try and keep him up. And the Nano came on to Himika. He was right now just trying to survive the onslaught from Booty. And it looks like Booty's, though, going to be able to survive. No one falls in that fight. And the Blossoms just holding onto control of this point. They've got plenty of ults here, you see. They're about to come up on 4 ults. Meanwhile, Hellhounds... But they have the EMP, though, so the EMP, that's pretty much an automatic fight win. So does Gab, though.
Well, it depends on if they get it. Here goes 6-man!
There's a big EMP, but the Shatter from Booty couldn't follow up with anything else, but it doesn't really matter because it looks like the Hellhounds are able to pick up 2, and now they just got to get onto the point now because Jag is popping off, getting a bunch of kills on the kill feed. All that's left now is the Ana on the point, who's just going to fall, and finally, the Hellhounds are able to take control of this point.
So I have to say, this fight has been incredibly scattered coming out from the Hanamura Hellhounds. And I think it was just serendipity that they were able to pick off those with the EMP that they needed to. They had to use a couple of ultimates to be able to get in there. And right now they only have the Graviton available to them, whereas we have 4 ultimates on the side of the Burning Blossoms getting ready to charge in here and do some damage.
Right, they have their own Graviton of their own, and here comes the beat and the rally. There's the Graviton. Is it going to be able to kill anyone, though? It looks like it's a tree. Oh, Booty with the Shatter! And he's going to try and keep his team alive, and that looks like that should be enough to keep the Hellhounds in control of this point. Oh, Nano's going to be also invested here, too, and just trying to keep Booty alive. Oh, they're capping the point. Can they get it? No, it looks like Hellhounds, they're able to just get onto the point just in time, just because big anti-nade coming in, and that's going to be able to take out the rest of the Blossoms on the point. This is going to stay in control of the Hellhounds.
I'm sorry, but Fox Robin Hood doing an amazing job pocketing Booty that entire time. I mean, what's worse than a German guy with a hammer, am I right?
Oh,
like,
a nano.
It was a nano German guy with a hammer. Even after getting hacked, wasn't able to get a lot of use out of the nano, but had full health going into the objective. It was a 3-2 fight. And Fox Robin Hood going completely uncontested off the point, was able to get that anti-nade in. Oh,
Lobo's got the big nano, the EMP.
Oh!
Oh my god, there's an even fight here. Lithrock got 2, but it looks like the Blossoms, they're going to get into the... Oh, big Shadow coming in from Salt Lick. And can Blossoms, can they take control? All that's left is Afara. I don't know if that's going to be enough. They're against the point. They're going to come through the little top window. And let's see. Oh, they're able to just contest just in time. Can the Lucio and the ball get there? Oh, what a charge! They got the Sombra! And all that's left is the ball and the Lucio on the point here. All the Blossoms have to do is just clear out the point, and they will have control of this. And it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to take a 1-0 lead over the Hellhounds.
Well, don't speak too highly just yet. It's 1 out of 3 here for Ilios, but definitely here on Lighthouse, they're going to start off with an early lead, and it just seems to come down to really coordination. I think despite the fact that that EMP was a little misplaced, it was absolutely beneficial for them to get the picks that they did off that EMP. And even though we ended up seeing, I believe it was Gab on the Sombra for the side of Hanamura Hellhounds, they were still able to end up getting the picks that they needed. Couldn't follow up on the 6-man EMP that they got on Burning Blossoms, and that just ended up shutting it down. Right now we're seeing a dive composition coming out for the side of Hanamura Hellhounds, as well as a I would say that it's a
it's a sort of a Sombra floats is what
I call it. That's exactly what I was gonna say. A Sombra floats is what we're going for here.
All right, but right now, it looks like that Sombra floats isn't working out too well right now. They're giving big anti-nade in the back. Can they finish up on Lucio? Lucio's so low, and there it is. There's the pick on Lucio. Ana's also getting real low. Vega, can he survive? It looks like he'll be able to just survive the onslaught from Jag, who goes down and trades his own life. fight on the point right now. It's right now the Blossoms who have the more of the capture. Oh, wow, what a barrage. That is early. And that's going to take out Solid. Can they get the res? Can Nybor get the res? No, it looks like he won't be able to. Booty on the point, just trying to clear everyone out. But it's going to be the Blossoms who will take control in the end.
Himika on that Zarya is incredibly supercharged, and they're not taking care of them. I think we've mentioned this more than a number of times on the Rose Cup channel, that when you have a high-charged Zarya, they're not just a tank. They're a tank with a fully loaded DPS weapon that will just go around destroying everything, and that's exactly what we're seeing coming out from Himika right now.
Yeah, well, now we're going to see the Hellhounds. They're going to swap compositions now. They're going with Ana Goats here. Lobo looking in the back, looking to get a hack in. Oh, what a sleep! Lobo, he's so low. Oh, but he's able to survive. Can Booty, though, can he survive? He got anti, and then the Nano is now coming in onto Saltlick, who's just trying to get some more kills in this backline. He's just harassing this backline now. He's looking for the Ana, pops the Primal Rage, gets slept, but it won't matter because he's still going in this backline. Not going to get any picks out of it, though, but he's causing a lot of disruption, and he's keeping them back. He's not letting them touch the point. Hellhounds can't even get close, and they are just getting destroyed right here by the Blossoms.
The Blossoms are just staying incredibly well coordinated. It feels like Hanamura Hellhounds aren't focusing down the anti-nades that are coming in from Fox Robin Hood. An anti-nade, even on an ulting Winston, should be an easy pick. Oh, 4-man EMP.
4-man EMP. Saltlick got anti, though. Is he going to be able to survive? He'll take out Boot. Fox Robin Hood, is he going to escape? No, he got trapped on the ramp. He couldn't get up. And it's going to be another fight win here for the Blossoms. They pop the rally now. He's just trying to keep him back. We're at 90%, 10 seconds left for anybody on Hanamura to touch the point. Otherwise, oh, someone is on the point. It's the Lucio. It looks like, oh, is he going to be able to catch it? No, he won't,
not yet.
Well, he's triggered overtime at the very least. Oh, they're going to get the beat off. Booty's stuck in this Graviton, though. Lucio's going to be able to keep contesting this at the very least. Nybor, can he get the C9? No, he just can't. They're so close to capping this point, but there's so much of the Blossoms on the point now. It looks like they're going to be able to win this because they have a nano-boosted Winston. Brigitte anti it on the point right now. And there you see Saltlick. He's just trying to clear everyone out on this point. Sleep comes in on Lithroth. There's a Graviton and an EMP coming in. Everyone in Blossoms is stuck in that Graviton, and this is and they're just keep on going now. Saltlick has been kept alive by Vega, but he's finally gonna go down, and it looks like Hellhounds will finally get themselves the objective.
That was an absolutely incredible fight from the Hanamura Hellhounds. I honestly thought by the end of that was not going to end up working out in their favor based on the way that we just saw them continually getting picked off one after the other, but finally they ended up started focusing the same targets, going down at the right time, kind of investing their damage. Eva Bomb going off.
Oh, what a block by Himika! Stepped in front to protect Vega with the Zarya bubbles there, and Jag is gonna lose his mech too. So let's see. Lithroth, he's in the middle of all of the Blossoms. It won't really matter though, because he's gonna be still alive. Brig is anti-ed right now. There's the Graviton. It's got the ball and the Brig. Can anyone fall in that? No, they're gonna use the beat to keep him alive, but it won't matter because Lithroth is able to just isn't going to be able to survive that. Saltlick, he's just swinging away with his big hammer, and all that's going to be left is Nybor on the point to contest this. Oh, and there's the hack, so that should probably be it. All Blossom's got to do is just clean up the point, and they will have themselves a 1-0 lead in this match.
Oh, don't count them out just yet. They haven't grabbed the objective. The shatter comes down, and they miss as they continue on, but ooh, Booty gets taken out. It looks like it's just going to be a feat of the objective at this point.
No, there's the Graviton. This could be big if they can get any picks out of this. Oh, but they won't be able to. They're keeping alive. The EMP as well is going to come in. It doesn't get the Moira, though, who used that Coalescence. Won't really matter. Jag is all that's left on the point. And the ball. Can these mines, can they do anything? It doesn't look like they'll be able to go. Saltlick has got that big shield. Oh, the charge. The charge just wasn't able to get enough there. And finally, the Blossoms are able to win that one. Wow.
That was absolutely a grueling match between these two teams. Now note, this is a platinum through Diamond division matchup that we see going on here, and I'm not for certain exactly what the SRs of both of these teams are, but based on the way that they're playing, it seems like we've got a pretty even matchup. It just seems like Control is just more of Burning Blossom's thing.
Yeah, it seems like they're really just able to string to you get off to these fast starts because you see they're always starting out and they're always up 99-0, and then when you're up 99-0, then at that point okay, we can just build 6 ultimates and then we can just win the fight after that, and that's pretty much what they did for their first on Ilios, and that's what allowed them to win the game because Hellhounds, you got to fight uphill and you have to use ults, and when you lose fights using ults, it's not very good.
All right. So apparently, I have not been reading the rules correctly. So it looks like we have a 5 minutes in between matches. So let's go ahead and start thinking about what we are seeing coming out from these two teams right now. Hanamura Hellhounds, incredibly aggressive, seem a little bit scattered when it came to the fights on Ilios. It could have been just the fact that they're more boop heavy. I mean, we're seeing them play a lot of dive heroes into the objectives, so it may just be that they were definitely focused more on trying to be more of a pushing factor. So we could be seeing that from Hellhounds moving forward. Blossom's really sticking to that pseudo goats meta that's still completely available to them. It's not something that we haven't seen before in this tournament, and it isn't 2-2-2 locked, so it's still an opportunity to use before it eventually just gets locked down all over the place for every tournament coming up into their next season. So Blossoms are trying to use the strategies that they have used before, but will it continue to be beneficial moving forward? And that's really what the Hellhounds have to figure out going forward, is that if we're going to use these dive compositions, do we go the more floats route, or do we try to see what kind of 2-2-2 meta will continue to work as our against this continued goats meta that we are seeing this evening?
Yeah, I think that Burning Blossoms, their goats, has been pretty strong here, and I mean, you said it. The 2-2-2 lock is going to come in, and there'll be no more goats. But it's not in right now, so it's a very, very viable strategy to use it still because it's about they're not planning for this tournament isn't going on like the next week or anything. Right now, their goal is to win right now, and so
Nope,
2-2-2 lock isn't in.
Nope, that's completely right. Next week is going to be our finals right before they end up releasing the 2-2-2. Looking into the chat, I've just been seeing it blowing up since we got started. So I do want to announce the correction here. Burning Blossoms is representing the Rose Cup this evening, and Hanamura Hellhounds is representing their parent community, the Onomatopoeia Community Cup. I believe I have that. I hope I have that correct right there. And it is just popping off back and forth between between Hanamura Hellhounds and Blossoms. I won't repeat a lot of the stuff that's being said in the chat right now, but it is pretty savage. It seems like we've got some teammates here that more than likely are just goofing around with one another. I mean, these teams have played together in the Rose Cup before, so it's not like they're meeting each other for the first time. But I think the one that I love so far is Revan JL saying, "GG Blossoms OW Owl 2019, GG outdated, GG Hamika, GG overrated 2019, GG long have we waited, GG 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 Hanamura activated Torbjorn angry face." So I don't know what that all translates out to, but something tells me that Himika for the side of the Blossoms is really waiting for Hanamura. I don't know if that is the overall what is going on with that, but that is my personal analysis.
You know what? Seeing a Torbjorn is always going to be very fun. It's very annoying to play against, especially running dive against it, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean, casting, when I'm casting it, I'm not playing against it, so I don't really have a big issue. But Himika on the Zarya has been really amazing. He's consistently keeping high charge, and he's making like smart plays. He was able to block a Diva bomb. It was trapped in the corner, and so what he did was he stepped in front with the bubble and kept his Ana alive, and it let Blossoms win the fight, which allowed them to win Ilios, of course.
No, I absolutely agree. Hamika and their stance in that being able to use their personal bubble to defend is absolutely huge when it comes, because not only does that bubble have kind of a limited range where it can be effective, like you're putting yourself kind of in the line of fire as well. And as charged up as Hamika has been staying throughout the fight, that could have been a huge turnover. God's forbid that we ended up seeing that bubble fail right before that bomb went off. Hamika would have been out of the fight, and that would have probably ended up being a win for the Hanamura Hellhounds. Instead, we'd probably still be casting the match right now. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this continues forward. Producer, do we even have a next map yet for these teams? I know we're supposed to be headed to hybrid.
Uh,
Not yet? Okay, so our
yeah.
hybrid choices are supposed to be Hollywood or Numbani. Now, we've kind of seen a split depending on how teams want to go at it. Numbani, I've always believed, is a very what's the word I'm looking for? A very balanced map when it comes to like attack and defense for a hybrid map. Very often do you see that these hybrid maps they'll be very defender heavy, and I don't feel like we see that so much on Numbani because of all the different access points, the different chokes that really need to be controlled. It provides a lot of advantage for the side of the attackers as well. Hollywood, on the other hand, you have that one main choke that you really need to lock down. And since Hanamura Hellhounds will be on the defense first,
it looks like we might have to remake the lobby.
why do we need to remake the lobby? All right, folks, we're gonna producer, if you can go ahead and pause the stream, play some music for a moment. It looks like we got some technical difficulties going on. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with more Community Crossover Cup in just a few. All right, folks, welcome back. That was a quick pause. Apparently the owner of the lobby's computer crashed, but then came back up very quickly. I'm not exactly for certain what happened. We just needed to take a pause to kind of figure out the constant blow up that was going on in the chat to figure out what was happening. But we've got it all figured out. It looks like we're headed to Hollywood for our next map. So it looks like Hanamura Hellhounds really looking to take advantage of the Goldshire Studios choke point right here between the archway and this other doorway. It can be incredibly beneficial for a bunker type composition if they're looking to shut that down. But we have been seeing incredible compositions coming out from the side of the Burning Blossoms. So tell me, Huey, what do you think we might see going into this match?
So since we already have the defenders out, the Hellhounds, we're gonna go with the Tor Bastion Bunker. Now it is an all or nothing composition, because of course, once you take one peg down, it's pretty hard to get back up. Of course, you have the Mercy, is a little bit, but it is very strong. You're gonna get two turrets. The thing is with this, it also is very good against Sombra goats or any Sombra composition because the Torbjorn turret is able to shoot at the Sombra immediately. So if they're trying to get some hacks around, which it looks like they're going to be, Blossoms, they look like they're going to be doing the Sombra goats. It's going to be very difficult because that Torb is just going to be able to track down that Sombra pretty quickly. And it looks like we're going to get started in already because, Loba, it's hard to go through security when there's about three miniguns, because you got the Orisa, you have the Bastion, and the Torb turret. Not really a minigun, but still very
that's absolutely true. Looking in the chat at Welsh Corgi saying, no, you welcome back. We've been here. I agree. Welcome back to us. for coming back. We just had to figure that stuff out. But the composition is very interesting. Not only that, it's interesting where they decided to set up right there. A lot of damage is coming in from the positioning. It looks like they're trying to move into the back line to see if they can get some picks right there. And I don't know if that's going to end up being successful.
It looks like they're just trying to set themselves up to charge at them really quickly. They use the immortality field there, but right now the Blossoms question, they're on the point. Can they at least get a tick out of this so then this will all be worth it? And they are able to get that tick. Although, down goes the Baptiste, so there's one big pick. There's another. There's the Diva gone as well. Wow, they got the res off on Jag. That's crazy. And here comes the tank form. Let's see, Lidgroth got one pick. Let's see, can Gab get any more picks with this tank form? No, he's actually going to fall instead. And Jag is just on the point as Baby Diva just contesting this. There's the anti. Though the Baby Diva is just so low, they're just going to let her live. Can she get the mech back at least? No, she won't. Immortality field just came out just a second too late. Fox is the last one on the point, and the Blossoms should have this point.
That was a very interesting approach. I have honestly never seen a team use those sightlines, but that just shows you how much Burning Blossom has practiced on this map for that exact strategy. To be completely honest, I've never understood why teams set up the bunker over the objective right there. You really want to be controlling the chokes, if at all anything. It's still maneuverable. You're still able to get back to the payload rather easily. It's just really hard to contest so many different directions as we saw right there. And as we see, they're swapped over to the Goats composition.
Here comes the Grav Bomb, and there's the charge, but I think make him go. No! 3K bomb plus the D-Mech, so we'll count that as a 4K in for Lobo. Big Diva bomb there. I thought the Rhine charge was a little too early. I was wrong. Wow.
That was absolutely huge. First team kill of the game already, and the focus is just incredibly on point right now. But we do have Shatter and Beat drop.
Oh, there's a big Shatter
coming in the back line.
And the anti-nade came in from Vega as well, able to get both supports. Totally with the charge onto Lithgroth, and they are just rolling. They are absolutely rolling Hellhounds right now. Hellhounds just being held back at their own spawn now. It's been a complete roll here by Blossoms, I have to say.
Well, I wouldn't say that it's been a complete roll. It took them about 2 minutes to get past that bunker composition, but that's understandable. We're going into this next point, 4 minutes, 20 seconds already on the objective as they come in with the rally.
Well, they both traded main tanks here, so it'll be interesting who's going to be able to come out of this. Rally is going to be invested here by Lithgroth, and he's going to be and try to keep this alive. There's no main tank, so there's nothing to protect from the bomb. Well, they were able to just hide behind the set props there, hid behind the little mini moon. Both support ults popped here by the Hellhounds. They layered support ults, so that isn't going to be the best situation here. Oh, here comes the Diva bomb. Booty. Oh, wow, it actually got Fox Robin Hood there, and there's a Graviton coming in, able to counteract that Shatter because it kept them all in place. Gab is just in the middle of that. He's anti. Oh, there's a big Shatter coming in from Booty. He's trying to just clean this up now. Lobo is going to get D-mech for it. And Salt Lake, though, he's able to trade the Lucio for it. Brig caught out by itself. Can Salt Lake get him? Oh, Salt Lake with the charge! And he's able to pick up Lithgroth. And it has been the Blossoms. They are continuing their run here. They are getting closer and closer to the objective. They got 3.5 minutes to go, and it's into the respawns for Hellhounds because they're being spawn camped right now.
Can I just give some love to Lithgroth on the defense right there? 2 rallies in the same fight right there. Absolutely huge.
Wow, and there's the charge into the Graviton there, just trying to keep him in the spawn. But the Lucio, Nibor, he's just sitting in the back. He's contesting the point. Finally, the Brig has found him. And there's the Transcendence. They're just trying to contest this for as long as possible because the Rhine is coming in any second now. And here he comes. Booty coming with the charge. He's able to get Himika, but Himika is going to be able to just keep alive. Here comes the Devo bomb. Oh, it's got two. Jag is now the only one left on this point. It's up to him to contest the point. And can this bomb be big? It won't be able to. Jag is on the point, and now here comes the stall composition now from the Hellhounds. They're just trying to grab every second out of this now and try and possibly salvage this at least. It's Nibor and Fox. There's the shatter coming in Salt Lake, and the Brig Bash is going to prevent Booty from even touching the point.
Wow, that is... The way that Burning Blossoms is handling these fights is just absolutely incredible. You could say that there's a 2-2-2 lock on the screen as we see 2 minutes 22 seconds for the end of that final push, which is a pretty average time. But based on the way that they were playing, Hanamura Hellhounds really got to try to figure out what's going on with them, because right now the Burning Blossoms are legitimately on fire.
Oh yeah, they absolutely are. Their GOATS play right here has been spectacular. I don't think they were held up on the payload phase. They were very rarely held up because they were doing very well. They were rotating their ults pretty well in order to make sure that, okay, we have an ult combo ready for each fight. And meanwhile, though, the Hellhounds, they weren't able to get that going. Because they were on the bunker to start out early, they didn't have the ult economy in order to try and build them up, and they weren't able to win any fights, which didn't let them build up enough ult charge. And so they kind of had to just use ults, but they were kept losing those fights because Blossoms, they were just rotating their ults really well now, and they've got 2 minutes 22, so that's pretty good time now. But let's see, can Hellhounds, can they match the time, or even yet best their time here? Looks like they're going to come out with the Pharmacy and the Mei with the Rein Zarya, Ana.
And this is something that we've seen very common coming out for the 2-2-2 comps, looking to try to make Mei very viable. We're going to be seeing this going into an early form of the GOATS composition with the Ana instead of the Zenyatta. So they're looking to pull more power than they are trying to save the day with that Transcendence. The wall goes up, though.
Big wall there is able to trap the main tank. Oh, and there's a big anti-nade in there as well. Salt Lake is going to fall for it. Ligroth in the air. He's just pumping in those rockets. He's already got his ultimate already. And he can just use this any second right now, because I bet he's going to get another one soon. But it looks like they're not even going to need this because, oh, there's the barrage. He'll just use it anyway for the style points. Picking up the Brig and the Baby Diva. All that's left is the Lucio and the Ana. And the Ana just stuck in between the Mei wall and the natural wall of the Commissary.
Now, this might be exactly what we were looking to see from the Hanamura Hellhounds. They weren't definitely the greatest on the defense, as you were saying, with that, with the way that defense went on the bunker. They weren't able to get reset up. They were able to get some time off in the end. But the way that they were working at it right now, here comes the Nano, though.
Oh, there's the Mayo. Gab fell for it, but he was still able to get the Mayo off, and it's going to be able to buy enough time for Gab to get rest up. Salt Lake with the charge onto Fox. Ooh. Fox, wow, that was pretty insane. He came in from downtown. Booty is just stuck in the backline. He's going to fall. Jag just trying to grab any extra ult charge he can, but it's time for him to run away because he does not want to lose all that charge that he's got.
Absolutely, and we got Fire Phoenix swapping over to the Genji now, looking to see if they can do some damage in the backline. Could be absolutely huge with Vega swapping over to the Ana as well. That Nano Blade could end up destroying their backline. Diva Bomb coming in.
Oh, Diva Bomb came in, wasn't able to get anybody because the Mei wall was able to block it. There was a shatter that came in from Salt Lake, but it was blocked immediately by Booty. And here's the Graviton. There's the Grav Barrage coming in. Genji is able to finally pick up Lithgroth, but it won't really matter because the Hellhounds are able to just keep on rolling. And Fire Phoenix, he just says, take my life
Battle
away.
mercy. I'll do it myself. I'll do it myself if I have to. Absolutely beautiful use of the Blizzard right there. Was able to get the res, even though they weren't able to get a whole lot of picks off of the Blizzard. Being able to get the res and get them back into the fight very quickly ended up putting them in a good position. And right now, their time bank looking very high.
Oh, big
Fat shatter.
Are they going to be able to finish it off? Sollic is so low, but it's the graph and the nano blade coming in, or correction, it's just a normal blade able to pick up Fox Robin Hood. It's going to get another reset here for the Hellhounds.
See, I feel like that was almost a preemptive cue right there. We saw them swap over to the floats composition now, and I think they were just wanting to make sure that they cleared everyone from the objective, even though they didn't get a whole lot of value out of Fire Phoenix's blade. At least it did get 1 kill right there. 3 minutes remaining on the clock right now, as now they have the high ground advantage, as we now see Hamika also coming out as the McCree. So yeah, that should be interesting.
Probably just to deal with that pharmacy there. There is the Blizzard is able to zone off. Gab is going to make sure that this pharmacy is going to stay in there. Here comes the bomb. It went a little bit in the backline, so it was pick up anybody. And here is the dive coming. Sollic just getting frozen, and down he goes. There's the barrage coming in. Is it going to be able to get anyone? No. Oh, he's able to stay alive. The Lobo just flew up right on him. But the rest of the Hellhounds are able to just finish off the rest of the point. All that's left is the Lucio and the Ana. McCree, just run away, man, because it's not worth going in there just to die.
Well, it looks like they're going to end up picking off Salt Lake as well right there. A big brain play to Jag right there. Absolutely huge. The barrage was going off for Lithgroth. We ended up seeing Lobo charging straight at with the defense matrix and getting ready to take out Lithgroth mid-barrage, and then the bubble just immediately, like clockwork, ends up defending them before they end up going down in the fight. Just absolutely perfect combination between Jag and Lithgroth right there to keep them in the fight.
Yeah, and so here we go. Gab getting an early pick onto the on. Big. There goes the main healer, and Salt Lake here uses the primal rage, but it's not gonna matter because he's stuck in it, and there is a shatter to go on top of this, and the nano boost, and this is gonna be a clean team wipe for the Hellhounds. They are looking to make sure they have more time than the Blossom.
Well, they're really trying to match the time, that's for certain, but the spawn advantage is going to be coming out for the Burning Blossoms. They're looking to try to regroup as quickly as possible, but they seem a little split on which ways they're going to be coming out.
Yeah, the wall came in there. He's blocked off 4 members of them. There's the barrage coming in. It looks like, oh, it'll be able to just barely get Salt Lake there. Gab is also going to use the Blizzard. Along with that, he picked off the Lucio on top of that. And all that's left now of the Hellhounds is just the May just to come in with that last missile. Won't even get into the ice block, though. What?
3 seconds.
3 seconds
3
more?
3 seconds. 3 seconds less,
Ooh.
I think. It was so close. Let's see the official time. 4 seconds. A 4 seconds difference between these two teams. So we're seeing 2 different things going on here. We're seeing Hanamura Hellhounds can do an incredible job of distracting on final objective. That's absolutely huge. Whereas we're seeing the Burning Blossoms had a pretty decent defense all around the entire match. So the biggest thing right now, since Hanamura Hellhounds is going to be coming in, is that they're going to set the pace for how hard their defense is going to be. If they can keep it so that they can stay on that payload the entire time, which right now it looks like we're going to be seeing a Hog Risa combo coming out. Hamika taking up the Widow, which is absolutely huge on this map, and Hamika has been popping off a lot recently, so I doubt that this Widow play is going to be anything but fantastic as well. It's going to be absolutely huge for the Burning Blossoms to lock this down as quickly as possible. We're going to be seeing the Snoats composition coming out from the side of the Hanamura Hellhounds, and it looks like they're going to go ahead and try to shut down this Hog Risa as soon as possible.
Yeah, right now, Hellhounds right now, they're just going to look to run the same composition they ran on attack. You know, if it ain't broke, let's not fix it. But
That's
Himika,
right.
if he can just pick off the Farah here, I think that'd be the biggest thing. And look at them, they're already scared of Himika because they're putting up the Mei wall to prevent anything from happening. Himika, no, there's the pick that he needed, right onto the Mercy. And it looks, and you're already at a disadvantage now, and they're just gonna back up. They gotta say, wait, guys, we gotta wait for this Mercy to come back, so then that way we can fight at full force.
That's right. The wall coming up right there from Gab allows the team to go ahead and escape. And with 1 minute 40 seconds on the clock, Hamika really trying to get those picks in there.
There's the Mei wall coming in. Oh, and Lobo, he's just stuck on the other side. Himika, though, is able to trade it. It looks like Nybor, he's going to be able to get the res off. So it's still going to be advantage for the Hellhounds right now. They're just going to push on to this point. Mei wall comes in. Wasn't able to block it. Too many people up. Immortality Field is just barely keeping this Vega alive. But down he goes because he fell out of it. And it's going to be...
again.
Whew. And this is going to be the point taken by the Hellhounds.
And there goes Healers versus the Sniper. Beautiful. I loved it. There was no way they were letting Hamika get away with that, but that's going to be absolutely huge going into the second area because they're going to more than likely end up going into overtime. So they are really, I'm surprised that they haven't picked some kind of dive tank to go along with this composition, and here come the bongos.
Yeah, the bongos came in, the wall's right behind them, so they're not be able to run to too many places. It looks like more of that because Himika is popping off on this Widow. He's always getting to pick on the pharmacy every fight. And so let's see, Himika again, it won't matter, the res doesn't matter. But here comes the the Blizzard coming in. Lobo, he's frozen, he's gonna fall. And there's another Blizzard coming in. This one's gonna come from the Blossoms though. Booty is stuck by himself, and Snappy's gonna be able to get this res off because of the Blizzard and the wall protecting him. Jag is stuck because the wall came in. There's the grab, but it won't matter because he's falling right in the middle of everyone. Lithgroth here, he's on the Reaper just to contest this a little bit longer. Can he maybe pull a miracle off? And here comes Fox Robin Hood now, walled off. Booty, does he have anything with? He's got the shatter. That's a big shatter coming in. Is he going to be able to do it? Is he going to? Looks like all that's left is the Orisa, Salt Lake, and here comes Lobo though with the whole hog, and he's looking to say, "Everyone, get off the point. This is mine." Himika contributing in with the headshots. Lithgroth is already back up, and so is Jack. They haven't taken care of the Lucio on the point. They need to take care of him before they can push this payload. And they finally do, and they'll finally be able to get this payload rolling.
That was absolutely on fire right there. Hamika still putting in a great deal of shots, but right now, as I tell people in my competitive games, it's all about getting people off the payload at this point. It's not about getting picks. It's about booping them off the payload. And that's exactly what we're seeing from the side of Hanamura Hellhounds right now. Let's see if they can go ahead and pull it off, though. Burning Blossoms coming in.
Yeah, Gab got the early pick onto Himika. We thought Himika was unstoppable. Looks like we found the Kryptonite in Gab. It's a very possibility here. And they're just on the point, though. Lithgroth is going to trade his life, though, in order to take out that bongos. And now, onto the point now. There's the freeze, and there's the Blizzard coming in. Gag's on the point, and everyone's going to have to get off because the Blizzard is going to be able to freeze everyone in. Well, they're gonna have to. They got a pretty solid push in.
That was absolutely huge for them. They were able to keep it into overtime for a fairly good distance. That's almost 2/3 of the way to objective number 2. They've set up a pretty good bank for themselves. It took the Burning Blossoms a couple minutes to be able to get that first objective. So if they use the bunker composition once again, which I wouldn't necessarily recommend. But if they do end up using the bunker again, they need to set up in a different way so that they can hold off both of the chokes. Because the only reason that Burning Blossoms was really able to get into the objective was because they were able to freely kind of move around the outsides of the objective using the environment to their advantage. It looks like we're going to have Gab and Lithgroth come in on a double sniper combo, though, with the Hog Risa, though. So they're not looking to use the bunker this time around. Nabor coming in on the Zenyatta, so we got that saving ultimate in the Transcendence to try to keep everybody up in the fight. Whereas for the side of Burning Blossoms, right now it's looking like they're going goats. I'm pretty sure they're going goats.
You know what? They've been so strong on
There
goats
it goes.
today. Why would they not go goats? They've been absolutely amazing on this. One thing I'm very surprised with is I'm surprised there isn't a mercy on the side of the Hellhounds, because if you pocket that Ash, you're able to get the one shot. Along with that, since you do have the bunker, you're able to get the res off at least if one member falls. There's the big dynamite on, and that already has halfway charged up for Gab on this point. And there he goes. He's escaping. Solik is in the back line right now. He's looking to kill anybody, and there is 3 for him. Solik on this Reinhardt charged into the back line and just kills everybody. Right now, all that's left is Lithgroth on the Hanzo. He's going to fall almost immediately. And now they're going to have about a little over a minute and a half to just get about, I'd say, 3/4 of the way there.
I gotta say, I'm incredibly shocked by how that all went down. And that must have been based on Vega, because Vega already has Nano. because Saltlick went into that backline completely without the rest of the team. So I'm guessing that Vega was essentially pocketing Saltlick to keep them up in the fight, because I did not imagine that 3v1 going down the way that it did.
Yeah, but you know what? Reinhardt, when he's, a good pocket, he's one of the strongest characters in the game, So, but Gab, oh, there comes Bob. Is Bob going to be able to do anything? Oh, he's pushed away from the payload, though. And everyone can just LOS him. Booty takes out Saltlick, though, and that's going to be a big pick, because now it's going to be a reset time for the Blossoms. They got about, I'd say, 40 seconds by the time everyone respawns in.
Yep, they do have the spawn advantage as well, and with the ultimate advantage coming in with the Nano Shatter,
are they going to
drop, and what?
I thought they were going to do the Defran, where they jump over the side and graviton them, but looks like they won't.
Nope, they're just going to go straight in for the payload.
Here comes the Diva Bomb and the Nano. Oh! The combo. At least they're going to get the Ana, though, and they swap to a pharmacy. Lithgroth already has his barrage. Excuse me? Lobo got 2, though, so it looks like it won't really matter too much right now, because it looks like the Blossom, they are just cleaning up the point. All that's left is Lithgroth, and it's time for him to run away now. He's got to save his life so he can live to fight another day.
Well, they're running away, but they got to get back to that objective very quickly, within like 10 meters right now to get to that final resting place. As we see right now, Booty trying to touch the objective as quickly as possible and is able to get in there. The Shatter comes down, but misses.
The Shadow went right into it. There's the wall and the Graviton, but there was a big ante on the side of Hellhounds. It was able to prevent them from getting too much out of that Graviton. Oh, it looks like it's still going to be the Blossoms. They're going to be able to win this, at least if they can just take out this Pharah. No, Pharah's not even going to touch the point.
Nope. Oh, that was incredibly close right there. Burning Blossoms taking away the victory here on Hollywood. Play the game. Gonna go to Booty on the Reinhardt. Just both of these Rhines have been incredibly aggressive. We've seen the Graviton and then the immediate Shatter and then just complete decimation going on right here. This is exactly what I was planning for us to see this evening. It's a very close match. The score does not do justice with the way that this match is going down, and honestly, I'm pretty sure that we may see a reverse sweep going into the second half.
I would not be surprised, because in games like this where the score 2-0 doesn't actually show how close it is, it should not surprise anyone that a reverse sweep is very possible. But Blossoms, they're just making the slight little plays that are able to just they're able to win the fights off them. I'd say their ult economy has been very good, because they're not using up all their ults in like one fight, so they're able to have their ults continuously for next fights and continue on. And they were very and they're able, once they win one fight, it's usually pretty hard to stop them from continuing on. And I think that we definitely saw that here on Hollywood, especially on the payload section.
No, I absolutely agree with you there, and it's difficult to tell exactly what could have made that a little bit better. Honestly, I think near the end, other than the fact that I know that Booty ended up having Shatter, it really goes back to that distraction on the objective, that they were coming in with the same exact composition that they had, not using kind of the environment to their advantage. I feel like doing a more dive-ish composition as we saw the Burning Blossoms do on their defense would have worked out better. But again, I don't know what Hanamura Hellhounds has been practicing lately, so it may just not be in their wheelhouse for this time around. But we will see how the second half goes. We're going to go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break. The Community Crossover Cup will be back in just about 5 minutes. Stay tuned. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another amazing match here at the Community Crossover Cup. Hanamura Hellhounds down 2-0 against the Burning Blossoms here in the quarterfinals. I'm your play-by-play for the evening, Captain Jack, joined by Commander Huey on the color roll. How was your break there, Huey?
Good. Give me a little rest. Time to process this great match. Hellhounds, they got a tough road ahead, but the matches have been very close. So again, a reverse sweep here wouldn't be a surprise. It starts right here on Volskaya.
I completely agree with you right there. Volskaya Industries is definitely one of the more popular assault maps that we continue to see used here, not only in the Community Crossover Cup, but just in about every organization. It's almost one of those linchpins like Scrim's Row, if you will. Just absolutely huge. Many different compositions can be used to defend and attack this map, and it's really going to come down to how Hanamura Hellhounds play this out. Ooh, it looks like we already got a pause. Unfortunately, it seems like we had a DC for the side of Burning Blossoms. So while we wait for that to come back and for them to get that back together, let's go ahead and start thinking about, based on how Hanamura Hellhounds have been playing, what we could possibly expect here on Volskaya.
So I think for the Hellhounds, they've been really in for the 2-2-2, and they only run goats if they deem it necessary. So I wouldn't. They've been running a lot of Pharah too, and I think Pharah is very good on this map as well because there's a lot of different angles that you can take, and especially since the Blossoms have been running a lot of goats, Pharah is always going to be a good pick here. So I would say that the Hellhounds probably going to run a dive composition with the Pharah, and they're going to have the on the ground. And I think that for their second DPS, they'll probably take some sort of heavy hitting DPS, something like a Hanzo, to just put in a ton of damage because you need that damage to break through goats.
Well, we were definitely seeing that on Hollywood for sure, coming out from the side of Burning Blossoms. Hamika swapping over to that Widow was essentially keeping Lithgroth grounded as a Pharah many of the time. So it's definitely interesting. I want to give a thank you to It's Smushy. I hope I said that right for the cheers in the chat. It's Smushy. There's like the double S there. I just want to make sure that it's either It's Smushy or It's Smushy. I'm not for certain there. But thank you so much for the cheers. We always are appreciative of your continued support for our community. So love to have you all in here. It looks like they are going for a traditional 2-2-2 once again. Booty and Jag coming out on the Ryan Zarya with Lithgroth and Nabor coming out on the Pharah Mercy. So Hamika coming out on the Widow. That looks like they're going to go triple DPS. So let's see what they got.
Triple DPS, very good against Goats composition. This isn't exactly Goats, but I'd expect this to be pretty good considering Hamika on the Widow has been nothing short of outstanding. So I would not be surprised if they are able to do well at this. Right now, though, they're not really consistent the point.
Yeah, they already had Saltlick kind of go into the objective, and nobody kind of went back to defend, but Nabor ends up getting picked off by Fire Phoenix right there. It's a 5v6 fight on the objective right now as we see the hack coming in from Lobo, trying to see if they can get into the backline, ends up taking down Lithgroth, so now it's 4v6. And they're just picking one after the other as they go. Nabor coming back in as the Lucio, trying to get back into the fight quickly as the dash comes in onto Gab, as well as Booty. Fire Phoenix on fire right now, just getting pick after pick on the objective. And with 3 minutes on the clock, Hamika is going to go ahead and pick off Nabor, and that's going to be an objective captured for the Burning Blossoms, giving them a total of 5 minutes, 45 seconds to take objective number 2.
That was a textbook run on how you play triple DPS because they did exactly what you needed to do. You needed to surround the enemy, and that is exactly what they did. Saltlick on the ball was able to be a nice distraction and put in a lot of damage as well. And Fire Phoenix was finishing off those with the dash resets. He was doing a tremendous job here. But let's see, Hamika there with the big
EMP coming out, ends up getting the 5-man. Here comes the Blade as well from Fire Phoenix gets the double to start things off, looking to see if they can clean up Jag as well, as we see the minefield end up taking 2 before it ends up going away. We're going to see Booty coming back in as the ball, trying to get them off the objective, but going to be unsuccessful. First tick, 5 minutes on the clock right now as we see the swap over for Nabor onto the Moira. Ends up getting picked off by Snappy, rather Snappy, if you might say. Vega ends up following up on Lithgroth as Booty gets the double kill onto Lobo and Snappy in return. Fire Phoenix and Hamika getting picks back and forth right now, and it's spin to win on the objective. Booty just trying to keep everyone off as long as possible as Salt Lake looking to try to take Nabor off, but Booty coming in for the save of that Nabor Booty right there, and that is going to be a defense of the objective. 2 ticks, 2 minutes, or 4 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock rather, and that is going to be a reset for their next push.
Yeah, Booty was huge with that double kill with the pile driver, because when you get picks as the defenders, and especially when you're stalling, it is so hard to recover from losing people. So it's always, you need to outkill them, and it's very difficult to do that, of course, when you're already down 2. So big play there from Booty. He's the reason why we're still casting right now this attack run by the Blossoms.
I completely agree with you right there. And now they've swapped over to this dive composition, which I'm not for certain if it's going to end up being beneficial. The tackle ends up coming in from Salt Lake, swapping over to the Rhine. Gonna get caught in the back line by Gab, though, as Fox Robin Hood and Lithgroth pick up Lobo and Fire Phoenix. Booty gonna end up following up onto Salt Lake as the anti-nade comes in onto Booty. They're able to take down Snappy with Lithgroth at the wheel, taking down Hamika as well. That's another shutdown of a push onto the objective. 3 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, something I wanted to bring up here was Booty had his ult after that first fight, and he still has it, so I don't think he's going to be swapping anytime soon here. But this dive composition is doing a great job here against the Goats comp. And I say Lithgroth here on the Pharah is doing a great job as well, putting in tons of damage. They don't have the pharmacy, so he's got to be a little bit careful. But, oh, Gab, that's a great early pick right there.
That's an early pick with the icicle between the eyes onto Snappy. The wall ends up taking down, or separating 2, but not able to get the picks as Lobo takes down Lithgroth in the backline. Coalescence coming out, as well as the Nano looking to do some damage. Booty comes out with the minefield, ends up taking down Vega and separating the team. Shatter coming down right there from Salt Lake, but is the cleanup going to come in? Anti-nade and Freeze coming in from the side of Hanamura Hellhounds as Gab ends up taking down Salt Lake. And we're going to go ahead and see them continue to push in as Lithgroth takes down Fire Phoenix, and Nabor able to follow up on Lobo with that death ball. 2 minutes on the clock right now, and Hanamura Hellhounds holding on by the skin of their teeth to this objective.
Yeah, Lobo on the Sombra was always just peeking at the backline. He was contesting the point, which caused a little bit of chaos, because it made the Hellhounds, they had to look behind them because they had to go back and recontest this point. Booty though did a great job with the pile drive and the mines, got the Ana, and that is a huge pick, because then you're not going to have enough heals to able to sustain this fight. But there comes the rally. Oh, early pick though. Lobo falls.
Woo! Nabor able to get Lobo in their backline as the wall ends up separating out there. Reinhardt, will they be able to get the pick before the team can come back in? They will be successful as Lithgroth ends up getting the final blow onto that. They're pushing in as Jag ends up taking down Fire Phoenix. The rest of the team is going to get chased back to spawn as Lithgroth able to get a final pick onto Vega. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and retreat back to the objective. 1 minute, 10 seconds on the clock right now. And right now, it seems like Burning Blossoms is burning out a little quickly.
Yeah, I'd say here Gab has been tremendous here with the Mei. He's been separating Salt Lake from his team a lot, and that's what's causing them to win a lot of the fights. Along with that, they're getting early picks now, and you can see the ult advantage. They're about to have 6 ultimates, the Hellhounds, so it looks very likely they're going to be able to hold, although Himika has the
Oh, that's a 3-man EMP looking to do the shutdown. Here comes the Graviton in, looking to do some damage as Gab comes in on the Icicle. Here comes the Minefield, as well as the Blizzard ends up taking down Fire Phoenix. Right now, Salt Lake still staying up in the Blizzard thanks to the bubble coming out from Hamika, able to get Gab into the backline. The charge comes in from Salt Lake, looking to try to get the team back together as Vega comes out with the Coalescence. Lobo able to follow up on Nabor in the backline. It's the Nano. Anti-Nade comes in. Barrage coming in to do damage as Jag ends up taking down Snappy. Lithgroth following up on Salt Lake, and Booty using the ball and chain to take down Lobo. 3, 2, 1, and that is a fight 1. Objective 2 held by the Hanamura Hellhounds. An incredible feat right there. I think we're getting ready to see a comeback.
I very much think we are as well, because that was a tremendous job there by the Hellhounds to hold them there. I mean, I'm going to be completely honest. I thought the Blossoms were going to be able to cap on their first run, but again, the big plays coming in from Booty to get that 2K to start it all out. Gab with the walls, that huge anti-nade from Fox Robin Hood. That was amazing. He got a 4-man anti-grenade on there, and that's what really allowed them to win that final fight out. And again, there were so many big plays. I mean, wow, I'm just amazed that they held on to that.
Nope, I completely agree with you. Burning Blossom's best opportunity to take that objective was their very first push, and they were able to hold it off. The Hanamura Hellhounds were able to hold it off just barely there at the end, and once they got their footing on that objective, they just did not let go. For the side of Burning Blossoms, they're going to go with the triple DPS on defense, which is odd. Not necessarily something that we see, but it could be beneficial. We are going to see a 222 come out with the Mei again. Gab has been doing incredible on that Mei, as well as Lithgroth on the Pharah, but again, Hamika's got those sights set on Pharah's dome piece, so I don't know if that's going to end up working out to their benefit.
Oh yeah, Hamika has had the Lithgroth's number on the
and there it is.
Yeah, this is very difficult to run Pharmacy into a Widow this good like Himika. Usually I just swap and just say, all right guys, let's run dive. Himika's the #1 target right now.
Absolutely, and it looks like we got damage going into the backline. Fire Phoenix ends up taking Lithgroth down on the ground as Hamika gets the final pick onto Nabor with the power boost from Snappy. It is a 4v6 fight right now as Gab trying to get onto the high ground, trying to take Hamika out of the fight solo, but with a 3v1, even if you just got 2 healers, that's not necessarily the most beneficial matchup right there. You definitely want to try to do that with a team, and it looks like they're going to take your advice. Lithgroth's going to swap over to the McCree with Booty and Jag swapping over, swapping over to the Reaper with Booty and Jag coming in on Hammond and Winston. So they're looking to try to get Hamika in that backline. Sights already coming out for Hamika as the slam comes in. Fox Robin Hood shutting down Lobo to start things off as the res comes in. Will be successful as the board takes down Salt Lake. Fire Phoenix follows up on Jag in return as Hamika ends up picking off Nabor. Here comes the blade out from Fire Phoenix, looking to do some damage. Gonna end up getting that booty on Booty. Gonna shut down that push before it even continues. The only one left near the objective right now is gonna be Lithgroth, and they're gonna go ahead and try to retreat to the safety of the team without getting picked off by Hamika.
They did a little bit there. You saw Jag jump on to start it off, but then he dropped off, and Himika was very low. I think they just need if they can focus down one target, because we're seeing them fight spread out fights, and they're losing their 1v1s. I think I'd like to see a little bit more target focus out of them. But Lobo, there's the EMP.
But the EMP coming in is going to shut down this push before it even starts. Minefield coming down for Salt Lake, ends up grabbing Gab, but that might be just about it. The Nano ends up coming in onto Salt Lake, but so does the anti-nade as Booty ends up taking down Hamika in the backline. The Valkyrie ends up getting popped by Snappy, looking to do some damage and healing as Lithgroth ends up taking down Vega, the only healer left in the fight, as Phoenix follows up on Fox Robin Hood. The res able to come in on Vega, bringing the healer back into the fight. It's Coalescence comes out for Nabor, really focusing on Vega, gonna take down Vega and Snappy as Lithgroth takes down Lobo in the backline. Salt Lick follows up on Nabor, and Gab able to take down Salt Lick. 1 minute, 10 seconds on the clock, and we are going to see a capture of Objective Alpha, leaving 4 minutes for them to take Objective Bravo, and all they have to do is get past 77.9%. They don't even have to get that full third tick, just a little bit over 2/3.
Yeah, and we're gonna see the Blossoms. They're gonna go into a bunker composition here, and they don't have any ults though. Meanwhile, the Hellhounds, they got 3, borderline 4. So it's gonna be a very uphill battle now. And there's one of them.
Gonna start things off. Gonna get some damage in as we see the Primal Rage coming out for Jag, looking to try to take Salt Lake out. Gonna use the Minefield to their advantage as Fox Robin Hood takes down Vega, and Lithgroth with the Blossom gets the double as Jag follows up on Snappy. The only one left on point is Hamika and Salt Lake after the res. Team kill ringing loud and proud. They're trying to get back in as quickly as possible, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Hanamura Hellhounds bringing it back from the jaws of defeat, now making it 2-1 in this quarterfinal series here at the Community Crossover Cup. This game ain't over yet, folks. Oh! I love that. Salt Lick with play of the game right here, able to get some amazing picks for the Blossoms.
Oh, wow.
Oh, look at that. Just able to use the Minefield to their advantage. Unfortunately, it just was not enough for them to be able to hold on to that. And we're going to a map 4, folks. This series is not over just yet. Next map is going to be our escort, is either going to be on Dorado or Havana. So, yeah.
So we're going to Dorado.
Alrighty, that's a good place to start there. Go ahead, start blowing up the chat with who y'all want to be your player of the match this evening. This could end up being the final match. It could not be. Could be end up going to a map 5, but we want to start getting an idea of who y'all are looking at. So how about you there, Huey? Who are you looking at for your player of the match this evening?
Definitely Himika has been tremendous on pretty much everything he's played. He's played the Zarya has been absolutely fantastic, and the Widow as well. I mean, like, they had to swap off Pharmacy because Himika and the Widow it was automatic. Like there was no fight. There was no fight really from the Pharmacy because Himika, as soon as the Pharah comes out, gone, eliminated. Another one, I'd say Jag, if the Hellhounds are able to pull this out, because he's been doing a tremendous job, especially on the last map on Winston. I really liked they used the Primal Rage and the Mines together, and what Jag was doing, he pushed the Orisa into the mines, so then that way Orisa was just out of the fight and was going into the mines and dying, and that's something that I've been seeing a lot here. The Hammond play has been tremendous by both of these teams.
See, and that's exactly who I'm gonna have to give love to if I would have to pick right now, is going to be between Salt Lake and Booty. Just their aggressive styles of both attack and defense when it comes to their Rhines, when it comes to their Hammonds, just absolutely doing it, especially what a main tank is supposed to do. Making space and taking names right there, just doing absolutely incredible for either of their teams. So we will continue on, and looking in the chat, it looks like there's some love going to Hanamura. Hanamura activated coming out from Revan JL. They see the Hanamura Hellhounds coming back up, looking to see if they can pull off this reverse sweep, if at all possible. Want to remind y'all, if you want to continue to support our community, hit that heart button at the top of your stream. That'll let you know anytime that we are online, which lately has been a lot more than we initially had planned. But the biggest match that you're going to see from the Community Crossover Cup is going to be casted right here on the 12th of August. It's going to be the finals match for the inaugural Community Crossover Cup between, well, we don't know yet, but it is going to be right here on the Rose Cup channel. It's going to be myself and Dr. Heathen partnering with whatever teams are able to lend casters for the finals match. And I tell you, if it's anything like what's going down between Hanamura Hellhounds and Burning Blossoms, it's going to be incredibly exciting.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This match has been just very crazy. You know that's the final just the day before 2-2 Rollout comes in. So maybe we'll see the very last remnants of Goats.
The very last. I will remember. Gonna have to get Sarah McLachlan to come in and do a song about Overwatch before Rollock. Oh goodness. All right, so we're headed to Dorado, which means we've got a lot of different ways that this can be played. Honestly, I feel like we're going to be seeing the exact same thing that we saw come out from the Hanamura Hellhounds. It looks like their dive composition pretty on point for the most part. So we might be seeing that going into this escort map. A lot of high ground advantage that's going to be taken right here. For the side of the Burning Blossoms, Hamika definitely able to pop off on that Widow, but the rest of the team having a difficult time dealing with that dive composition. So the question is going to be, what are we going to see here? What do you think we're going to see here, Huey?
So it's going to be pretty. I think Himika will start out on a Widow, and that's exactly what we're seeing.
That's
right
exactly
now.
what we're seeing.
I think it started out on Widow because the Hanamura Hellhounds, they've been running Pharmacy all day long, and Himika has just been the counter for the Pharmacy, and so that's why I'm not surprised. Although the Blossoms Goats has been very, very good. And since Hanamura is already starting on Goats, I wouldn't be surprised if they all just went back into spawn and just swapped to Goats because I'm sure that they're confident that their Goats is better than the Hellhounds.
It could be absolutely possible. Let's go ahead and see if they can end up pulling it off as we go ahead and get started here on Dorado. It looks like they're coming out with a Moira Goats, which isn't nearly as strong as what we see from the either Zen Goats or the Ana Goats. I think they're just looking to stick with the mobility. As Liftgroth, Oregon, the first pick on the Vega as the hack comes into the backline onto Jag, looking to try to take them all out of the fight. But Lobo, Ore halfway to that first EMP as the DMAC ends up coming out onto Jag thanks to Lobo. Fox, Robin Hood, and Gab able to get the double kill onto Lobo and to Hamika right there, shutting down that push before it even really gets started. Only 7 meters pushed. And 3 minutes, 20 seconds already on the clock. We see the next push getting ready to come in as Salt Lake goes ahead and pushes into the back line. Just looking to see if they can get back there and get a slam going if at all possible. Just trying to set up. Oh, here comes the Blade already out from Fire. Phoenix ends up getting the double along with Hamika. Triple, quadruple kill coming in with that boost from Vega. Gonna go ahead and clean up the objective right there. Fire, Phoenix on fire right now. Already 25% to that next Blade. 2 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock.
Oh wow, I'm very amazed that he built the Blade up that quickly, and then he just used it perfectly right there, and he was able to take out the supports, which allows the tank lines to not receive their healing, and of course be able to finish them off as well. Gab is on the Widow here, and Himika immediately just swaps over to the Widow because he's very confident in himself to probably take out Gab. Both teams running pretty similar compositions here. Both teams have
the and the oof battle begins as Hamika takes down Gab. The EMP ends up getting the other 5 as the minefield ends up going down, but it's not going to end up hitting much of anything. Unfortunately, they were able to get out with the skin of their teeth. Booty coming in to try to destroy the minefield as much as possible, ends up getting healed back up. 2 minutes remaining on the clock right now as the Valkyrie ends up getting worn out. Hamika getting the pick onto Jag as Fire Phoenix in the backline again with the Blade, trying to do some damage, ends up taking down Fox Robin Hood as Snappy ends up falling Booty, and Lobo ends up getting the boar. Hamika coming out with the sights, looking to see if they can take down Gab, and Fire Phoenix going to get that support to be able to get that final punch onto Liftgroth and Gab as they move into objective number 1 with 1 minute 30 seconds on the clock. That's going to give them 4 minutes now to push into objective number 2, and this dive v dive is looking pretty interesting now coming out from the side of the Hellhound.
Yeah, I'd say Hellhounds have been a better dive team because I think that the Blossoms haven't had their focus But Fire Phoenix, how fast did he charge that blade? I mean, that was really quick, and he's already halfway to another one here. So wouldn't be surprised to see another one probably in this fight. But here comes the mines.
Oh, sleep dart onto Hamika on that high ground. Just absolutely huge right there. Minefield ends up coming out as Lithgroth teleports to the high ground to take down Hamika before that sleep dart wears off. 3 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock right now, and the fight's still continuing as we see Lobo getting into that backline, trying to see if they can get some axe. Here comes the Nano Blossom! Gets the triple onto Fire Phoenix, Vega, and Snappy. Hamika trying to get some shots in the backline, not going to end up being successful. Fire Phoenix actually going to swap up to the Pharah with Vega on Mercy, so they're looking to try to take control of the sky. But if Gab being able to pick off as they've been on the May is going to work out in their favor, I feel like they're not going to have much of a shot, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Here comes the Blossom. Himika's already got an early pick. That's pretty big.
That is going to be a huge start there as they pick off Nabora. The minefield coming down for Salt Lake doesn't end up getting much of anything, but makes some space as the Hammond should do. Gab ends up getting followed up on by Salt Lake as well, so it's a 4v6 fight around the objective. As they try to shut this down, Salt Lake ends up booping booty into the minefield right there before it wears off as Hamika and Fire Phoenix shut down Fox Robin Hood and Lithgroth, allowing them to take control of the payload. 2 minutes remaining on the clock.
Yeah, Himika getting the early pick right there. I mean, you know, when you get one pick, you're significantly more favored to win a fight than lose it there, and of course that's where they're able to continue on that momentum there. Salt Lake with the mines though was pretty big as well because it helped set up a Lobo with the EMP.
EMP gonna start things off already. Ends up getting 3, but the follow-up is not huge as Jag ends up getting nanoed, looking to take down Snappy in the backline and will be successful. Here comes the Primal, looking to push them off the point as the Coalescence from Nabor ends up taking down Vega. 1 minute, 30 seconds on the clock as Jag able to get the Primal onto Lobo, and that's going to go ahead and clear the objective for now. 1 minute, 20 seconds on the clock. Looking in the chat, it seems like they caught up with, I keep forgetting that it's called that, Beyblade. The Nano Blossom is Beyblade. Let it rip, and rip it did.
Yeah, Himika's got his own Blossom as well as Lithgroth. However, no name side. Fire Phoenix has the Barrage. Snappy has just swapped over to this Mercy now to give Fire Phoenix probably that extra little boost that they'd like to have. Oh, Himika got immediately.
Just, oh man, Fox Robin Hood absolutely has Hamika's number right there. But Hamika able to get the pick onto Lithgroth instead, not getting picked off thanks to the support of Vega in that backline. Both of these Annas just been doing an incredible job for their team.
Oh, he got something
30 seconds on the point, slept again as Hamika tries to take them out. Blossom coming out right now as Booty gets the slam onto Salt Lake. Gab coming out as the McCree gets the double, shutting down the res on Snappy for Hamika as Fire Phoenix ends up getting Fox Robin Hood. Booty following up onto Lobo with the punch. Jag gets intinated, but without the follow-up, they're not going to be able to do much of anything. Nabor going to come in with the heals right there. We've already got the High Noon out for Gab. What? They've been out for one fight.
I mean, he popped off in that one fight, though.
That's true. Coalescence coming out with the double minefield. Blossom, Deadeye, minefield. Everything's going down. It's the power of the Q as the res comes in for Lobo. Snappy gets taken out by the ball and chain as Nabor takes down Lobo. In return, Vega ends up falling to Lithgroth and a rare second point hold coming in for the Hanamura Hellhounds here on the defense.
Wow. I have to say that Fox definitely has Himika's number on Reaper. So I think it's a rock,
not
paper,
just on
scissors.
Reaper, just all over the place. Because even on the Widow, got a couple of sleep darts on that high ground trying to pick off Fox Robin Hood in the back line. Just absolutely huge sleeps coming in from Fox Robin Hood, and the rest of the team able to follow up on those rather quickly. So, so this is interesting because honestly, I think I've seen so many second point Dorados lately, like I don't even think I remember what the third point looks like anymore. So that dive composition again working out in the favor of the Hanamura Hellhounds rather than the Burning Blossoms definitely doesn't seem to be their forte. And I am interested to see what they're coming out with.
Right now, from the Blossoms, it looks like a Slambulance. 4 tanks and the Moira and the Lucio.
Whoa, wait,
So
what did you just call that?
Slambulance.
I have never heard it called that before, but that is amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting here, especially since they're going to be doing the close hold. I mean, typically, of course, since there isn't much range on this composition, you got to get right up on them. It looks like, though, that the Hellhounds, they're already ready with the counter. They got the May and the Pharmacy to start out. So it'll be interesting to see, though.
Well, Lobo has been pretty clutch on that Diva, so they might be able to take care of Lithgroth in the back line. The wall, Ore trying to separate the team as they start moving that payload. Booty having to stay a little bit more defensive because of all the tanks going in as the wall goes up once again. Gab trying to stay up as long as possible, but Booty going to get taken down by Hamika very early in that fight, and it looks like the rest of the team going to go ahead and retreat back to spawn as much as possible. The high ground currently being controlled by the Pharah Mercy of Nabor, and Lithgroth and Barrage already ready to go. It's going to be up to Jag to make sure that they're protected from Lobo. Barrage! Ore coming out as Lithgroth gets the double onto Hamika and Snappy. That's going to be huge as the Coalescence Ore coming out from Vega, looking to try to keep the rest of the team up as much as possible. Going to get melted by Jag as the Nano goes on to Jag as well, as I Am Stronger coming out as Lithgroth ends up taking down Lobo after the DMAC, and Gab follows up onto Vega. It looks like the Slambulance gonna continue to move its way in to objective number 1 for the defense as the payload makes its way past the choke. 2 minutes 45 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, the one disadvantage with Slambulance, of course, is you can get ult charges. You can give away a lot of ult charges. Oh, what a big!
Oh, the shatter comes in as the tackles go in either direction. Solik ends up taking down Nabor, as well as Booty getting that triple kill on the objective. It looks like that's going to shut that down for right now as the Fire Strike ends up getting Gab. Saltlick incredibly charged right now, as we see Lithgroth just barely able to make it away, but does already have that barrage online. The Mercy back into the fight as they push into the objective once again. Ultimates all online. Shatter comes in for Booty, gets absorbed by the shield as the Coalescence comes out for Vega, looking to do more damage than healing as the wall coming out for Gab, looking to try to contain some of that damage. Diva Bomb going into the backline of the Graviton, gets the double onto the healers, which is huge, as well as the whole hog coming out from Fire Phoenix, ends up cleaning up the rest of the team with the help of Saltlick and Hamika. That's going to be another shutdown of the objective for the side of Burning Blossoms, but there are a lot of ultimates online for the side of Hanamura Hellhounds, and they don't have a lot of saving graces left.
Yeah, you got 1 minute, but you got 4 ultimate, basically 5, and a lot of these can combo each other. You can grab, and you can barrage, you can nano, and then freeze. There's a lot of combos going in
Shatter
here.
coming in from Solik in the backline, but gets taken down by Booty as Tamika follows up on Jag. The Rez able to bring Jag back into the fight as Tamika follows up on Fox Robin Hood, and it looks like we're going to end up seeing Hamika go down yet again. It's a 4v6 fight on the objective right now as the barrage comes out, gets absorbed by Lobo, but ends up getting DMAC'd as Snappy takes down Lithgroth. But it's not going to be enough. The Coalescence ends up coming out for Vega, trying to take down the rest of the team as much as possible. But it looks like Gab going to be able to hold on to that objective for as long as May can. And they're coming back in. Here comes the Nano. Graviton doesn't grab anybody. Unfortunately, the Blizzard ends up going in, giving them a little bit of space. But again, not grabbing much of anything. They're using ultimate after ultimate. Shatter comes in, only ends up grabbing Hamika, but doesn't end up falling. The tackle comes in, doesn't end up pinning Lobo right there, but is anti-nated, looking to get the DMAC and will be successful as Gab ends up taking down Vega, and Jag follows up on Snappy. The Battle Mercy coming in on the Valkyrie, looking to do some damage, ends up taking down the mini Lobo as we see them clean up the rest of the objective. Fire Phoenix able to get taken down by Jag. The only one left on point is Solnik, and I think that's going to be objective 1. 2 minutes 30 seconds gonna go back onto the clock, and right now I'm having wow, this is absolutely huge right now. Hanamura Hellhounds again, the skin of their teeth holding on, really wanting to make this comeback in these quarterfinals.
Yeah, I think the one thing that really helped him win that last fight was Booty's shatter, because there was no Reinhardt there at the time. It's a free shatter, and after all the space that the Blizzard gave him, they were all backed up, no Ryan shield, and so they all paid for it getting shattered. Oh.
The barrage already coming out from Lithgroth ends up getting the double on the high ground as Booty gets the tackle onto Snappy. This may be exactly what they need as they continue to push that objective. 1 minute, 40 seconds on the clock right now as Fox Robin Hood follows up onto Hamika. And right now it is going to be the final fight on this objective. Burning Blossoms have to be able to take this. This is why they're waiting for the regroup. But the Maywall comes up 1 minute, 30 seconds on the clock as the Blizzard comes out, protects the objective, and we're going to a map 5. Oh man, I was really hoping that there was going to be a fight down, but Hanamura Hellhounds had that planned out from the beginning. Gab was going to throw that ultimate. Fire Phoenix coming in with the play of the game, though. That beautiful blade combo that came in right here. Just absolutely cleaning up the defense that started that. And beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Unfortunately, it just was not enough, and we are headed to Oasis for a map 5, second one that I've casted in the Community Crossover Cup, and it's going to be exciting to see how this goes down.
Yeah, that Maywall was huge. I thought that the Maywall wasn't going to be enough because I thought the payload wouldn't get there in time. Looks like it was just enough because it kept everyone back, and then the Mayo on top of that as well. Even if they had gotten through, it would have been such an uphill battle for the Blossoms to win, because you're gonna have to fight in the freeze, in the blizzard, and so you're gonna be slow, and you're more than likely gonna be frozen, and then that was just free pickings for the rest of Hellhounds to kill you. But wow, Hellhounds have all the momentum right now.
Well, the thing that was really surprising to me is that they had a dive composition, and that Maywall doesn't block off the entire choke. So I was kind of surprised that whoever was on Winston for the Blossoms didn't just jump over the wall and try to touch the point. But maybe they thought they had more time. Maybe they thought the payload hadn't made it there just yet. And so it might have just been a miscommunication. But nevertheless, as you said, it was covered by Gab with that blizzard. It was absolutely down on the objective as soon as they would have dived in anyway. So I really feel like Blossoms would have ended up missing the fight, but we'll never know. We'll never know now. So we're going to head to Oasis for our final map this evening. Go ahead and blow up the chat with who y'all want to take away this match. Will Hellhounds continue this amazing streak that they have got going on after the second half, or will Burning Blossoms reignite the fire in their loins to be able to bring this back for the final match? It is going to be exciting to see this go down. Based on what you've seen so far tonight, what do you think we're gonna end up seeing, Huey?
So right now, what we've been seeing from Blossoms is, again, they're trying to go with these heavy tank compositions, and the Hellhounds, they've got the lock on them. I think right now, because that's what I think a little bit of why the Hellhounds were able to hold on the Volskaya 4th point for so long is they had the perfect composition to go against Goats. They had the Wrecking Ball, they had the Winston, they just surrounded them, and they put in damage from everywhere. The Pharah from Hellhounds, and the Mei as well. Gab on the Mei and Lithgroth on the Pharah has been tremendous, because it's cutting off Salt Lick from the rest of his team, and then they're able to get the finish off. Lithgroth charges his ultimate like probably once. It probably takes him one fight to get a barrage, and it's tremendous how fast they are able to get these ultimates.
Looking in the chat, it looks like they're contesting what we were saying. It looks like OKJ Sushi 99 says they couldn't. The space above the wall was too small. I don't know if that's exactly true. I'll definitely check that out afterwards. But your cute BB says they used the jump to get back from spawn. So even if it wasn't too small, using the jump to get back from spawn to group up would have been on cooldown, so they didn't have it anyway. So it's unfortunate. It looks like we have Omimar in the chat saying BB not spam, by the way. BB control EZ. Control EZ. So I mean, we did end up seeing Burning Blossoms take control the first time around, 2-0. Not for certain if we're going to see that this next time around, though, based on the way that Hanamura played on the Assault map. So it's really going to come down to what we see here.
Yeah, and looks like we're going to be seeing from the Hellhounds, they're going to be running the exact same thing that they've been running to start out. Gab on the May, and of course Lithgroth on the Pharah, so not very surprised there. However, there is Himika on the McCree and Fire Phoenix on the Pharah. So if his Pharah is as good as his Genji, then I'm pretty sure we're in for a nice treat.
Well, Lithgroth's going to get the first pick onto Vega there. The Res ain't going to come in, but Himika is going to end up getting Lithgroth, as well as Nabor trying to come in for that Res. Himika currently walled off, but with the rest of the team, they're going to be able to stay into the fight as Jag and Gab go ahead and quickly reset. Try saying that 3 times fast as we go ahead and see the percentage climb start for the Burning Blossom.
Yeah, and we're going to see Lithgroth swap over to this Reaper here, which is probably a good pick because the Wrecking Ball is going to be feeding you a lot of ult charge as well. Gab going to go on the McCree here because he probably realizes that that Himika on that McCree is probably going to take out the Pharmacy a lot and the May as well. And here comes the dive already. Jag gumming in. Fire Phoenix got really low there.
That's absolutely huge as Booty goes in for the slam in the backline. Himika trying to get them off the point. Is Jag able to take down Himika? Nabor gained the double onto Snappy and Vega, and that point's going to switch quickly over to the side of Hanamura Hellhounds, and Lithgroth ends up taking down Salt Lick in the backline, and Gab follows up onto Fire Phoenix. We already have 3 ultimates online for the side of the Burning Blossoms as the percentage climb starts for Hanamura Hellhounds, 16% and climbing.
Yeah, oh, that's a big pick there. Gab falling immediately. Let's see, though. Can they follow this up?
Trying to get some damage to follow up on that as the barrage comes in. Coalescence ends up taking them out and preventing any damage to come out. The slam coming in from Salt Lake, but so does the anti-nade coming out from Fox Robin Hood. Gets taken down by Himika as Lobo follows up onto Nabor. The only one left near the objective right there is Booty, as well as Gab trying to contest. Ends up getting taken down by Himika, and Booty going to end up falling to Vega. 43% to now 36% and climbing for the Burning Blossom.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised there because I kind of thought that the Blossoms would be able to kind of win the, or Christian, they did win the fight. I thought the Hellhounds, I thought they were going to be able to hold that because they got the early picks, but they weren't able to now. But now they've got they've got a few ultimates online. They got High Noon, they've got their Primal Rage to be able to keep this live.
Oh,
but
that EMP
won't matter.
is going to shut down a lot. It does some damage, but doesn't get anybody as Gab able to take down Lobo. High Noon now coming out for Gab. Again, doesn't manage to get much of anything, but does do damage. As the Minefield now coming out for Salt Lick, looking to try to pick off Nabor, waiting for that fade to be able to get out of there. As the Coalescence now coming out for Vega, looking to try to keep the team up and do some damage. The res going to come in as Salt Lick ends up falling. Booty in the Minefield, 72% and climbing right now for the side of the Burning Blossoms as they retake the objective after a quick take from the Hanamura Hellhounds.
2 people I want to highlight in that fight. Lobo here today Lobo in this one has been absolutely fantastic on the Sabra. When you hack the ball is just a sitting ult battery because he doesn't have this mobility when he's attacked. And Fire Phoenix on that Hanzo was absolutely tremendous, and he's already built up Zolt in one fight.
Minefield coming out from Booty, but the Dragon Strike coming out in return doesn't manage to get much of anything. Mines end up getting Booty as overtime ticking away right now, 99% to 61 and climbing. Another team kill coming out for the Hanamura Hellhounds, second one this evening. And looking in the chat right now, it seems like everyone's like they're just kind of back and forth between whether it's going to be a complete reverse sweep or it's going to be Burning Blossoms taking it back. And it's really hard to tell right now. Alt economy is pretty even. The Blossom coming out gets the triple from Lithgroth, quadruple coming out, follows up on Vega, 90% and climbing right now for the Hanamura Hellhounds. And unless we end up seeing someone touch point from the Burning Blossoms, this is is going to be first point. High Noon coming out, ends up taking down Hamika, but we're going to end up seeing Lobo and Salt Lake be able to touch the objective, looking to try to get some damage. EMP gets shut down by Lithgroth before anything's able to happen, as well as Lithgroth taking down Salt Lake. Fire Phoenix coming back in as the Doom gets taken down by Nabor, as Gab able to follow up onto Vega. The only two left on the objective is Anti-Nated, Snappy, and Hamika get taken down by Lithgroth and Jag, and 99 to 99. Hanamura Hellhounds going to be able to take objective number 1 here at University to start their process in possibly taking away the quarterfinals from the Burning Blossom.
Yeah, all they gotta do, just win this one, win one more map, but you know what? The Blossoms, it was 99. They were at 99, so they were so close to winning it. But I think the biggest thing was when they were at 99%, they used all of their ultimates up, and they didn't have any ultimates going into that final fight. And that's why the Hellhounds, they were able to just roll them because there was no ultimates on the side of the Blossoms, and Hellhounds, I think they had 4 ultimates going into that last fight. So that's what really allowed them to win that last fight.
It was absolutely huge. A combination of the Primal Rage and the Blossom to shut down anything that was going into that room. And again, we're going to see similar compositions coming out. Once again, Fire Phoenix looking to take on the Pharah this time around, as well as Lobo swapping back over to the Diva for this fight. And it looks like right now the high ground advantage coming up. Burning Blossoms, but not with the picks that are coming out between Gab and Nabor and Jag right there. Hamika able to take Gab out of the fight right now. It's just Pharah, Mini Diva, Blossom already coming out from Hamika. Gets the double, and in the jaws of defeat, Burning Blossoms are going to take the objective rather quickly. 3% and climbing. What a game!
How fast that? How long was that? Like 20 seconds until he built up
30 seconds, if that.
Oh my god! And Fire Phoenix almost has Barrage as well. Plenty of ults to go around. Nybor, he's got his Coalescence though, and so is Fox Robin Hood. He's got the Nano Boost, but nothing much to really combo with now.
Well, the Coalescence going to be coming in as the dive comes in from Jag, ends up getting Anti-Nated and stuck as Fire Phoenix takes them out. Lithgroth able to take down Vega, as well as Fire Phoenix using the Coalescence or Nabor taking out Fire Phoenix with the Coalescence. Gab gets the triple kill right there on the objective as the Nano goes on to Lithgroth to follow up on Lobo right there. That's going to be a swap of the objective. 41% for the side of Burning Blossoms, 4% and climbing for the side of Hanamura Hellhounds here on Garden.
Yeah, and they didn't really use too many of their ults. They only used the 2 ults that they had going into, and so they're going to have 4 for this next fight. I'd expect the Hellhounds to win this one. Fire Phoenix does have that Barrage, though. Let's see if it'll go canceled out by Gab.
All right, they're diving in as Lobo gets the pick already onto Gab. Barrage ends up taking down Lithgroth as the Minefield comes out for Booty, gets taken down in the Barrage as Hamika follows up onto Fox Robin Hood. It doesn't look like they're going to get much of anything else, just be able to distract on the point a little bit longer. And at 37%, that's going to swap right back over to the Burning Blossoms, 45% and climbing.
Yep, and they only use Barrage in that. So again, the ult economy for them, it's now looking pretty good. Considering Jag used only the Primal Rage, it's not too bad on the side of the Hellhounds. So it's very manageable because they still have the High Noon and they still have that Death Blossom. Himika, though, almost at his own Death Blossom.
All right, Booty going on to the high ground, looking to see if they can take down Himika to start things off. And it looks like they may be successful, but the Blossom comes out, ends up getting triple kill again as Fire Phoenix follows up onto Lithgroth, not able to pop that Blossom fast enough. Gab and Fox Robin Hood attempting to get away as a Sleep Dart and Anti-Nade end up coming in onto Salt Lake, but will not end up being successful as they have to wait for the regroup. 82% and climbing right now for the Burning Blossom.
God, that was a big stagger right there. They're only going to get their experience here with like 10 seconds left. And they're going to be able to touch, but I mean, there's such a disadvantage right now. Salt Lake has the Primal Rage and...
Nano Noon! Oh, but gets shut down by Fire Phoenix to start things off. That's 2 nanos the nano went on to Jag. Rather, the primal coming out as Fox Robin Hood and Lithgroth follow up onto Himika and Fire Phoenix. Himika able to take down Booty just before that as Nabor ends up taking down Vega. Salt Lick ends up getting the primal kill onto Fox Robin Hood. The only one left on the objective right now is Lobo, and they will successfully get them out as well as Salt Lick. 99%. That's going to swap back over to the Hanamura Hellhounds. 40% and climbing. Man. They just do not know when to quit tonight.
They don't. Both teams, though, they're not the ult economy too much here. Only Fire Phoenix's barrage, so we'll see if they're going to be able to get anything out of that. But I mean, if we've seen anything today, you can generate ults pretty quickly. Woo! Oh, and there's the barrage.
Himika and Fire Phoenix already getting the first 2 kills, but Lithgroth ends up taking down Himika. Lobo following up on Lithgroth. The res comes in for Himika as they take out Gab. In return, Booty, the only one left on the objective, gets melted by Himika. 74% on the objective, and overtime is going to go ahead and tick away for the side of the Burning Blossom. Somebody's got to touch the objective. Nabor not able to, thanks to Himika's shotguns. 100 to 74%. It is tied. This is the battle of the ages in the quarterfinals right now. 2-2 in the series, 1-1 here on Oasis. It all comes down to City Center here on Oasis for the final matchup between the Hanamura Hellhounds and the Burning Blossoms. Blow up the chat with who y'all are wanting to take away this victory, because right now I can almost guarantee Huey and I have no clue who's really going to take this away.
I thought, I mean, if I'm going to be honest, I thought Hellhounds was going to win this because they had all the momentum. But, man, Blossoms are doing a great job at trying to prove me wrong.
Oh,
that's why
absolutely.
I didn't make an official prediction, though. So no caster curse here. Let's see this 50-50 fight.
This is absolutely 50-50, more like 100 and 100 right now. Just everything coming out for either side as Gab swapping back over to the Mei, looking to see if that will be a detriment to this dive composition coming in. Going to take down Vega very early as Firefox follows up on Fox Robin Hood, as Snappy able to bring the res back onto Vega. So it's a 5v6 fight. Make that 4v6 as Nabor ends up falling to Salt Lick on the objective. They're trying to hold on as long as possible to see if they can get them back in the fight, but Fire Phoenix is going to take down Gab as we see Himika working in that back line, trying to see if they can do some additional damage on the tanks right there. The Burning Blossom is going to go ahead and take the objective, 5% and climbing right now.
Yeah, so the Blossoms and Hellhounds, they each traded their non-mercy supports. But the only difference was that the Blossoms, they were able to get the res off, and Snappy, in trying to get the res off onto Vega, died for it. And so that's what was really able to keep the Blossoms in control at this point right now.
I completely agree with you right there. The Coalescence already coming out for Vega as Lithgroth takes down Fire Phoenix in the sky. Lobo and Himika following up on Fox Robin Hood, and Gab is back and forth right now on the objective. Barrage comes out. Lithgroth ends up getting Vega as Jag runs over Salt Lake. The Blossom coming out ends up taking down Lithgroth. It's really just Jag versus Himika and Lobo on the objective, and they're going to go ahead and back off. Almost was able to take that if the Blossom hadn't taken down Lithgroth. 50% and climbing for the Burning Blossom.
Let's look here at the ults. Each have the Diva Bombs up. Lithgroth, he used his barrage earlier, and here comes one of the Diva Bombs. Doesn't look like he'll get anything, though.
Nope, not going to get much of anything, unfortunately, as Nabor Ore popping the Valkyrie to support the team going in. Diva Bomb now coming in for Jag, looking to do some damage in the backline. Gets the double onto Snappy and Himika, 75% and climbing right now for the Burning Blossoms as Lithgroth falls up on Vega after taking down Gab. The the Mercy in the sky, Nabor trying to do some battle Mercy, ends up taking down Fire Phoenix as Jag follows up on Lobo, and Lithgroth takes down Salt Lake at 88%. They're going to swap it right over to the side of the Hanamura Hellhounds, and they're going to try to hold a very forward approach right now. Omimar in the chat saying, I bet 0 to 100. Sorry, fam. you were wrong. That ended up being proved wrong just about a minute later than what you're seeing. As we see Himika going onto the high ground, I think we're going to see a Blossom come out here very shortly. As the barrage comes out for Fire Phoenix, takes down Booty. Nabor takes down Fire Phoenix in return as Booty ends up getting Snappy in the minefield, going in for the res. Himika takes down Nabor with the Blossom as Gab follows up on Salt Lake. It is a 2v2 fight on the objective right now as Himika takes down Gab, making it a 1v2 now between both Lobo and Himika again versus Lithgroth, who gets taken down by Lobo. Diva Bomb coming down for Lobo, going for the quick remake as Himika still holding on to the objective, ends up taking down Fox Robin Hood, earning up that next Death Blossom rather quickly. Each team essentially feeding the point right now to try to keep the percentage going. Diva Bomb coming out for Jag, doesn't end up getting much of anything as Salt Lake and Himika end up getting both Gab and Nabor right there. Coming back in as the Lucio. Salt Lake follows up onto Jag, trying to get that percentage up as quickly as possible without a regroup, and Lobo going to take down Booty. That's going to swap back over to the Burning Blossoms, 68% to 92 and climbing. Will Burning Blossoms be able to take this? They're not going to be able to regroup. Hanamura Hellhounds be able to regroup in enough time as we see the Reddit Lucio in the center, trying to hold on as much as possible. Lobo and Himika end up picking them off rather quickly. Is Gab able to follow up on Himika or onto Vega in the backline? Blossom comes out, can't get absorbed, ends up taking down both Booty and the DMAC on Jag as Lobo follows up on Jag. Coalescence coming out from Vega and Burning Blossoms in the very end take it away 3-2 here in the quarterfinals.
Wow.
I see.
Burning Blossoms, they held them off. You know, they held them off.
And this Blossom is what ended up securing the map there. Or no, it didn't. It ended up securing. Yeah, it ended up securing the map for the Hanamura Hellhounds right there to be able to start off. But unfortunately, the Hellhounds ended up losing that spark, that drive, that just a little bit. Call it luck, call it whatever you want. It was just so close between these two teams. Go ahead, start popping out who you want your players of the match to be. Go ahead, Huey, and let us know. Go ahead and start us off with who you want your player of the match to be this evening.
Oh man, there are a lot of options that I could definitely go through. We got, of course, there's Himika was absolutely popping off. Fox Robin Hood, a very, very good support. Fire Phoenix, you got Booty on the main tank. Geez, there's so many. I think I would have to go. Oh man, this is really difficult. Man. There's so many options.
I know, and that when these matches are so close to one another, it's absolutely close. I'm looking in the chat right now. Himika's like, my hands hurt. Vega's like, I'm sweating. I was casting and I'm sweating. Like, that was how spicy this match was. It was absolutely huge. So do you think you got it, or you want me to go ahead and start off? I'm more than happy to.
Yeah, you started off.
Okay, so I'm definitely going to have to give it to Salt Lake. I think that, yes, in the end, that very final match, I think it came down to the battle of the DPS. It really came down to which DPS were getting pick for pick as it all was going down. But I'm going to have to give it for the continuation of Salt Lake, just taking space, making space throughout the entire match, just being that aggressive Ryan, that aggressive Hammond throughout the entire match. Obviously, you can't do that without the support of your team, but Blossoms, you definitely got a great main tank coming out for the side of, or for Salt Lake right there. So Salt Lake, you're walking away with my player of the match tonight. How about you there, Huey?
I think I finalized it. I think I've got to go with Himika. I mean, there were so many. He was there was so many impact plays made again early on. The bubble protecting the Ana from the Diva Bomb. His ability to just shut down Pharmacy, whether it was on McCree, whether it was on Widow, did tremendous there. And then at the end with the Reaper plays, really just helped secure it because he was able to cancel out a lot of other ultimates that were used by the Hellhounds there, and he's finally able. And he let him enjoy his victory right here.
All right. So I hate when they do this, where they try to uh, they try to spell out how to pronounce a name. Is it? It's either hi Mika or him Ika or him Ika. Like you can't just like point them all out in there. Like we literally don't know which is the actual pronunciation. So we apologize, Amika, if we ended up pronouncing your name wrong this evening. But it looks like you're blowing up right now with the player of the match this evening. It looks like some love also coming down for Booty and Lithgroth, who also were doing an amazing job on the Hanamura here in the quarterfinals, and they are the first up. We're actually a little over time, so we're gonna try to cut this quickly short because we're moving on to our next match, which, if I look up rather quickly, is supposed to be. Who is it supposed to be? It is. Yeah, it's Supernova versus Atlantic Lightning. So Andromeda Supernova versus Atlantic Lightning going on for the final quarterfinals match. Those two will end up facing off this weekend in the semifinals matchup. Whoever ends up winning that against the Burning Blossoms. So again, if you enjoyed what you saw this evening, go ahead, hit that follow at the top of your screen. Even more so, support our community by hitting that subscription button, $4.99, or Twitch Prime or Amazon Prime subscription will continue to support our amazing community. You can also visit our website, therosecup.org, where you can support us via Matcherino for our season 3 prize pool, which is going to be absolutely free of charge to the over 100 teams participating in our league this next season. So with that being said, anything else you want to go ahead and put out there, Huey?
No, not really. I just continue watching the community crossover cup. This is if this match is anything if this match shows that anything, that this is probably gonna be what the rest of the tournament is going to be like. So
Oh, absolutely. And just because we see like a lot of salt in the chat, just know that it's all in good fun. The reason that the community crossover cup was created so that we can end up working together as communities, being able to spend time with one another. Because at the end of the day, we're not just kind of these individual communities. We're working as a collective to make Overwatch better for everyone. So I think that that's really great here at the end. Want to thank once again First Night of Knee for producing us this evening. We couldn't do it without you, buddy. And with that being said, my name's Captain Jack. We got Commander Huey on the color roll. Thank you for joining us this evening, and we'll catch you all next time.